Hi students, my name is Hitesh Narashid. I am from Manara. So last class we discussed about a topic from 9th standard, that is describing motion. In describing motion we already discussed about what is meant by motion and what are the examples of motion and what are the types of motion. Then already we discussed about rate of motion or speed. So let us move on to the next topic, that is speed with direction or velocity. It is speed with direction or velocity. Yes. So we already discussed about speed. Speed means it's a rate of change of distance traveled by an object. So here speed with direction. So when the direction comes in case of speed means here distance traveled is converted into displacement. That means when we are defining the speed with direction or velocity means it's a rate of change of distance traveled is converted into rate of change of displacement of an object. So here distance traveled is converted into displacement when the scalar quantity is converted into vector quantity. So here distance traveled is only magnitude. When the direction comes, it converts into displacement, it converts into vector quantity here. So how can we define that one? It's a rate of change of displacement of an object. It's a rate of change of displacement of an object. Or change in position with respect to time in particular direction. That is change of position of an object. In particular direction. With reference to the time. So this is about the definition of speed with direction or velocity. So change of position of an object in particular direction with reference to time here. So this is this one and the same with the rate of motion, but here the distance traveled is changes into displacement. The similar quantity is there, that is velocity is equal to displacement divided by time taken. So this is the formula for measuring the velocity of an object or speed with a direction. So here when we are comparing the rate of motion with speed with direction, so there is only one change, that is displacement in place of distance traveled. It changes only in the case of speed with direction or velocity. So likewise here also, when the displacement increases, velocity also increases. When the displacement decreases, velocity also decreases. That means velocity is directly proportional to displacement. That is velocity is directly proportional to displacement. Yes. So here time taken is in the denominator part. So that means when this time taken is decreases, velocity increases. When the time taken is increases, velocity decreases. That means velocity is inversely proportional to time taken. That is velocity is inversely proportional to proportional to time taken by an object. So sometimes object takes a longer displacement. That means their velocity increases. When the displacement is getting smaller and smaller, so velocity also smaller. When the time taken is increased, that means it takes much time, means velocity decreases. When the time taken by an object is very small, means velocity increases. That means very fast. It's a very small interval of time. It changes its displacement. It changes its position. So likewise, we have to describe this one. So this is about the relation between the displacement and the velocity and time taken and the velocity. So let us take the symbolic form of the speed with direction or velocity. So when an object covers displacement, I will take displacement here. S displacement in time t means here. So what is the velocity? Velocity v is equal to s by t. So this is the same formula when we have taken the speed and the velocity, because so here just only difference is that so in rate of motion there is a measure of distance traveled, here the measure of displacement. So there we already know that the distance is a scalar quantity, likewise rate of motion or speed is also a scalar quantity. So here displacement is a vector quantity, so that's why this velocity, this speed with direction, the direction terms comes here. When the quantity has both the magnitude and direction, then we call it as a vector quantity. Therefore, velocity is a vector quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity. That means it has both the magnitude and direction. So let us move on to the next part, that is, so we have to measure, we have to take the SI unit. What is the SI unit of velocity? So SI unit, yes, we already know that velocity is equal to displacement by time taken. Displacement means it's a path length, it's the shortest distance covered by an object. So always distance can be measured in terms of meter only. So that means velocity is equal to displacement in terms of meter, then time taken is in terms of seconds. So is equal to meter per second is equal to meter second raised to -1. So likewise speed, the velocity also has a SI unit, that is meter per second. That is velocity, the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. We can also write like this, meter per second or meter second raised to -1. So this is about the SI unit of velocity. So likewise the SI unit of speed is also meter per second. So here the SI unit of velocity also meter per second here. So also we learnt average speed in case of speed. So here also in case of velocity also there is a average velocity. That means here also some of the non-uniformity is there in motion, in displacement. So in that case we have to take the average velocity. So let us discuss about average velocity. average velocity. Yes, average velocity. So average velocity. So it's quietly similar term, that is average speed and average velocity. In average speed, so there only magnitude is comes. So that means we are aware of only magnitude. But here we have to aware of direction. So in case of average speed, we are taken the total distance traveled divided by total time taken. But in this case, average velocity, we have to must aware of direction here. So that means we can't take the total distance traveled here, so we can't take total time taken here. So we have to aware of what is the initial position and what is the final position. Also we have to aware of what is the initial velocity at the initial position, what is the velocity of that object, and at the final position, what is the final velocity of the object. When we are taking the arithmetic mean of initial velocity and the final velocity, so we get the initial average velocity. So average velocity we can calculate with the help of arithmetic mean of initial velocity and final velocity. So how can we write that one? So that is average velocity is equal to average velocity is the arithmetic mean of initial velocity and final velocity. Initial velocity and final velocity. So here I will take u as the initial velocity and v as the final velocity. That means the object starts a journey from here and it comes to the point A. So that means here the object starts with some velocity. Here also object end with some velocity. That means, so here we have to take the initial velocity and the final velocity. So when we are taking the arithmetic mean of that, we get the average velocity of an object. That means average velocity is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. So we get the arithmetic mean. So we have to calculate the arithmetic mean of initial velocity and final velocity. So here I will take VAV. VAV means average velocity. So is equal to initial velocity, I will take it as a U, and final velocity as small v divided by 2. So this is the formula for calculating the average velocity. So after that we have to write what are the terms, that is VAV is average velocity. VAV is the average velocity. Then U is the initial velocity. And V is the final velocity. Yes. So this is about the average velocity. So average velocity is the arithmetic mean of initial velocity and final velocity. Average velocity is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. So we have the mathematical formulation, that is VAV is equal to U plus V by 2. When we have the initial velocity and the final velocity, so we have to take the arithmetic mean of initial velocity and final velocity, we get the value of average velocity here. So let us solve some of the problems regarding this average velocity or velocity. Yes, the question tells us that Usha swims in a 90-meter long pool. So that means the length of a swimming pool is a 90 meter, it is given. She covers 180 meter in 1 minute by swimming from one end to the other and back along the same straight line. That means he travels in a straight line path she covers 180 meter. That means, so she started from the initial point and back in the same position, and at the end of the swimming she comes to the same point where she started. So that means here the total journey of this swimming is 180 meter. So he took the twice of that length of the pool. That means 90 meter into 2 is equal to 180 meter. So I am back along the same straight line. Find the average speed and the average velocity. So we have to find out both here. So that is, firstly I will take the length of the pool. The length of the pool is equal to 90 meter. So she takes twice the length. So that means she started from the initial point and came at and end at the same initial point. So that means initial position and the final position of Usha is same. So let us find out the average speed first. Firstly I will take average speed. Average speed is equal to total distance traveled divided by total time. So what is the total distance traveled here? 180 meter. And what is the total time? It is 1 minute. So here we have to convert 1 minute in case of seconds. So because we have to write it in a form of SI unit, that's why we have to convert it in terms of seconds. That is 180 divided by 60 seconds. 180 meter divided by 60 seconds. So we put that one 6 into 1, 6 into 3. So that means what is the average speed here? Average speed is equal to 3 meter per second. 3 meter second raised to minus, so 3 meter per second. So then we have to calculate average velocity. So what is the formula for average velocity? Average velocity is equal to displacement divided by total time taken. Here average velocity is equal to, average velocity is nothing but, so initial velocity and final velocity divided by 2. So in case of velocity, firstly we have to aware of velocity. What is the velocity? So firstly we have to take initial velocity and final velocity, and also so we have to aware of displacement and total time taken. So total time taken. So what is the displacement here? So here just observe, Usha swims from its initial position and it comes back to the same position. That means there is displacement of a Usha. So displacement of an Usha is 0. Initial position and the final position is same. Initial velocity and the final velocity are one and the same. So here there is no any case of displacement. There is no any shortest distance. The shortest distance between initial position and final position is same. That's why, so there is no any displacement here. So initially object is in the same place and finally the object is in the same place. Initially Usha is in the same place and finally also Usha in the same place. That's why displacement is 0. So divided by total time taken is 60 seconds. So 0 by 60 is 0 only. That is average velocity. Average velocity is equal to 0. So this is about velocity. So concept of velocity. We already discussed about the speed with direction. So we already know that speed. So speed has only magnitude but not direction. So when we are taking the speed with direction, we have to aware of which direction. So initial position and final position. So we have to aware of those two terms. So this is about speed with direction or velocity. Those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. So I conclude this part here. Thank you and all. Be safe and stay home. Thank you.